Hello everyone, this is Mathematics with Teacher Abbas. Welcome to class. So we are looking at direct proportion. Remember in the last video we did introduction to proportion where we defined proportion and then we talked about the relationships between quantities or between units in quantities. So today, and we also ended the video with types of proportion where we talked about direct and inverse. So today we'll be looking at direct proportion. Direct proportion. So direct proportion compares two quantities such that when one increases, the other also increases, and when one decreases, the other quantity also decreases. So when one quantity increases, the other one increases. When one decreases, the other one decreases. For example, we have something like one biscuit one biscuit equal to, let's use the naira, one biscuit equal to 100 naira. Now if I'm increasing the number of biscuits, maybe three biscuits, so the two quantities we are dealing with here, one is biscuit, the other one is money. So if I'm increasing the number of biscuits, now what will happen to the money? Based on this simple logic, if the number of biscuits is increased, then the money will also increase. The money will also increase to 300 naira. So that's what we'll be looking at today, direct proportion. So we'll be taking direct proportion today in this class. So let's see. Let's look at some questions. Examples. Number one, how many seconds are there in 8 minutes? How many seconds are there in 8 minutes? Okay, let's see what we have. How many seconds are there in 8 minutes? Now, in proportion, the key thing that must be noted is that there is always a relationship in proportion. There is always a relationship, something that connects the two units together, something that connects the two units or two quantities together. So it may be a standard relationship, what we did in the previous class. Please, if you have not seen the previous class, I will strongly recommend that you go through the our introduction class on proportion first before watching this video. So it may be from the standard relationships which we listed in the previous class, and I said that if it is if the relationship is to come from the standard relationships, then you will not be given that because you are expected to know the standard relationships. So in this case, we are looking at seconds and minutes. Seconds and minutes. That's what those are the units we are dealing with. So what is the relationship between minutes and seconds? So we'll be given that our relationship will be 1 minute equal to 60 seconds. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. And then we are asked to find for 8 minutes. We are asked to find how many seconds are there in 8 minutes. So 8 minutes here, 8 minutes equal to what? Let's assume we don't know how many seconds are there. We don't know how many seconds. Now, in direct proportion, the easier method of solving direct proportion is that we do what we call cross multiplication. We cross multiply. So if it is direct, later on we'll look at the method we use for inverse. But if it is direct proportion, we cross multiply. So this is how we cross multiply. So 1 times x will give us x equal to 8 times 60. That will give us 480. 480. So that means that 8 minutes will be equal to 480 seconds. So we I let me recap what I said. That in proportion there will always be a relationship first before you can now find what you are looking for. The relationship can come from the standard relationships, or you may be given the relationship in the question. Okay, so let's move to number two. Let's see what we have in number two. Change 17 meters to centimeters. 17 meters to centimeters. Okay, so from what we have, that is still a standard relationship question, meters and centimeters. We have that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. And then what do we have? We are given 17 meters. 17 meters, that will be equal to x. Let's assume we don't know what that is. So 1 times x, and we cross multiply. 1 times x will give us x equal to 17 times 100, and our x will be equal to 1700. So that means that 17 meters is equal to 1700 centimeters. Okay, we move to number three. Solution. Number three, change 7.5 hours to minutes. That's still a standard relationship question. Standard relationship. So what's the relationship between hours and minutes? So we have that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. And then we have 7.5 hours, which if we change this will give us 15 over 2 hours. So we have here that 15 over 2 hours equal to x. This will give us x. So we'll cross multiply this, and what will this give us? 1 times x, that will be equal to x equal to, that'll be 15 all over 2 times 60 all over 1. 2 cancels here, 1, 2 here, 30. So if we multiply 30 by 15, 30 by 15, our x will be equal to 450. So that means that 7.5 hours equal to 450 450 minutes. Okay, so we move to number four, months and years. Month and years. So what's the relationship we have for month and years? We have that 1 year is equal to 12 months. 1 year is equal to 12 months. Now we are given the months, we are given months, and we are asked to find for the years. So you must come to where the quantity or where the unit is. So our month is on this side. So we'll write our 96 here. Please take note. The unit must all come together on the same side. So the year is missing. So our year will come here, and that will be x. So we'll cross multiply that. 12 times x, that will give us 12x, which is equal to 96 times 1, that will be 96. So at this point, we need to divide both sides by 12. And if we do that, we have our x. So x is equal to, that would be 8. So that means 96 months will be equal to 8 years. 96 months will be equal to 8 years. Okay. How many naira are there in 3,150 kobo? Okay, so this is naira and kobo. That's still a standard relationship where we have that 1 naira is equal to 3,150 kobo. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Sorry. 1 naira is equal to 100 kobo. Sorry about that. Okay, so what are we looking for? We are looking for 3,150 kobo. You need to know how many naira will be there. So the naira side is what is missing, and then we are given 3,150 kobo. So this is still a cross multiplication question. So 100 times x, that will give us 100x is equal to 3150. We divide by 100 and we divide by 100. So x is equal to 100 is a power of 10, and when you are dividing by a power of 10, if you have 3150, we did this under the basic mathematics series. So if you are dividing by a power of 10, it's two zeros down here. So you shift the point from where it is backward two times, and that will give us 331.50, which is us saying 31 naira 50 kobo. Since it is money, we need to have two digits here. So we have that 3,150 kobo is equal to 31 naira 50 kobo. Okay, so that brings us to the end of, I think you can carefully go through it, copy it carefully. And that brings us to the end of the first part of direct proportion. You notice that in this part, we are just looking at the standard relationships in this part, seeing how to apply the standard relationships that we learned, that we did in the previous class. So you have some activity questions here, 15 questions. Carefully go through them. Use the standard relationships that we discussed in the introduction to proportion video, and carefully go through them. Thank you for watching this video. Do well to share this amazing content to others, and kindly like, subscribe, and share this page. See you in our next class.